Between the two of us, when things go good, we take a lot of the credit, and when things don't go so good, which is tonight, we have to figure out how to fix it. And it was a little bit of me and a little bit of him, and a lot of them. Kyle Porter threw the heck out of it. Their guy last night threw the heck out of it, and we were fortunate to get the maximum amount of the minimum, so to speak. They pitched very well. Tonight they were better than us. They pitched better, they hit better, they were in the right places. There was some chart busting going on where when we did make some good pitches, we didn't have a guy standing there with a glove, and we got whooped, flat out got whooped. So no more talking about sweeps. Now we got to try to figure out if we can get this series.
What does this goal specifically need to work on?
Well, he didn't finish guys off. They got a lot of left-handed hitters. We didn't expand the strike zone when we got ahead. We got ahead of a lot of their guys. Even a good example was the two-strike slash that we threw a slider and the guy hits it over our left fielder's head. And he didn't locate his fastball extremely well. It had good movement, but he just didn't locate it as well as he typically does. So he was a little less than good, but they were awfully good. They hit some good pitches and a variety of pitches, and they did it when it mattered, and we were not worthy of making a run at them. We got to get started a little bit more, at least get the pitcher out of what we would call dial a pitch. Doesn't mean we have to get hits or runs early, but we got to take some swings. We got to maybe hit some more balls hard and put a little bit of doubt into the pitcher. And, for 2 nights in a row, we didn't get started very well.
2 games in a row where you only had a hit in 1 inning.
Yeah. Again, is that our ineptness or is that their excellence? And probably a little bit of both. And it's hard to win when you only get hits in 2 innings in 2 games.
He wasn't very over. I mean, his speed was like 86 maybe.
No, he
87.
pitched. The first time through the order, it was a lot of off speed, a very deceptive change that our guys didn't pick up at all. Mm-hmm. And then the next time through, he started throwing an angle 87, 88 fastball that was getting on our guys a little deceptively. So, a lot of times guys start out with fastballs and then the next time through it's off speeds. He was the other way around. And they had a really good plan. He was really good. He's a young man that actually years ago when they were thinking about dropping their program considered being a Duck. So, he's a senior, so that might be his last college start. And, you hate to swallow your pride a little bit, but good for Kyle Porter. If that was his last college start, I think he wanted to finish it and get a shutout, and he pitched awfully well. So we were just not worthy of it. I'm not going to go in and yell at my guys. They were trying awfully hard. They just weren't worthy of breaking him down. And that guy looked a little bit like Cliff Lee, without being 92. We didn't have very good passes on him all night, and the balls that we did hit, later on we hit some balls hard and they were at him, but early we hit soft fly balls. We didn't put a lot of pressure to make him play catch or anything like that.
Speaking of seniors, Darryl Hunter, maybe his last regular season appearance?
Yeah, most likely. Darryl did a nice job. Who knows? We'll see what kind of game it is tomorrow, and I'm sure he'll want the ball tomorrow. But then the other part of it is it might be his last game at PK Park, but hopefully it won't be his last game he pitches.
But maybe can you say a few words what he's meant, kind of first recruit, been here for a lot of Duck games?
Yeah, and I think the fact that he went out and really threw well makes me feel really good. He hasn't always been that way, but I think that his story and where he started and where he came from and all the obstacles and challenges he's gone through, not just for him and not just for the collaboration effort, I'd sure like to take that guy to promised land, which is Omaha. If anybody deserves it as a player, Darryl Hunter does.
With how effective Jeff's been this year, do you think teams are putting together maybe a little bit more of a book on him than maybe previously when he was more of an underrated guy?
Yeah, I think he used to be a midweek guy, and there is a plan, and he has a certain style of pitching, and he has what I would call unforgiving stuff. If they're sitting on a certain speed and he doesn't execute it very well. He's always given up a lot of hits. What he hasn't done is given up a lot of runs. And today that 3 really hurt us in the 4th, and that was a great job by their guy. If you remember, we pitched out with a guy at first and nobody out, and their guy got the CI. He reached over the plate legally, and it was catcher's interference. If that pitch out's maybe 6 inches farther out, and it wasn't a bad pitch out. It was executed pretty well, and we get that out, maybe that whole complexion of the ball game changes. But that got us back on our heels, and they got a quick 3, and we weren't doing much offensively. So, but anyway, going back to Jeff, he's not a shutout kind of guy. He's a guy that'll throw a lot of strikes. He gives up some hits. A lot of times the hits don't matter because they're double play balls, or they come with 2 outs and nobody on. And tonight they did matter. They capitalized on 2 outs in the first, base hit, double. They got their doubles at the right time. So.
Do you believe you still have a chance to host a regional?
Yeah. I think our chances went down tonight. The committee's really posturing, and it didn't help our cause. I don't know how Arizona State did, or they lost. So, I think now our focus is to win tomorrow. Hopefully that's worthy enough for at least tying a 3rd place in the Pac-12, and then trust the committee that they'll reward us if we're worthy. I've been through the committee's decisions long and hard for a long time, worrying about it, begging them. There's none of that anyway. They don't take any phone calls this time of the year because everybody wants to present their case. They do a great job. It's a very difficult job, and I guess our mission is to regroup, try to win tomorrow, and then hope. I guess there is a glimmer of hope, but I don't. If I was a gambling man, I wouldn't bet a lot on us hosting.
Mark Paraviotis has been pretty well dependable contact hitter. And he got broken up 2 no-hitters.
Yeah.
How's he improved, and also how valuable he is, the freshman shortstop.
Yeah, that's been a good collaboration effort between Coach Ullman and Mark. The first priority, as you know, is defensive priority as a shortstop. And Coach Ullman was very hard on him, very demanding on him. And coming from Maui, he could have rolled his tent and gone back to the islands and said, I want to put my thongs on and go to the beach, And every step of the way accepted the challenge, got better and better. He's got a very bright future. He continues to get better, not only defensively but offensively, as you said. And we're really glad he's on our team, and I think he's got a real, is he going to be J.J. Altobelli? I don't know. Those are pretty big shoes to fill, but he's doing a great job as a freshman. I'll tell you what, he's pretty steady.
I was asking about his arm speed because he does have quite a throw from short. He said he's 88, 90 when he pitched.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know if he ever has any future there at all. But
well, he's not for us, but he's got a lot of ability as a shortstop for sure.
And how do you think his hitting's improved? Just working with.
Well, a lot. He was pretty one-dimensional in the fall, and that's Coach Waz and Coach Ullman again, making him more of a complete hitter, using the whole field, using the middle of the field. He was a little bit of a hook monster like young hitters are, and he's really dug in. And as a freshman, he's a pretty complete player and a good 9-hole hitter for sure.
Thank you.